The Hatfields and McCoys, they battled it out back in the 1800s. A river, the only thing that separated the feuding families. More than 100 years later, while the stakes are quite different, two Harford County neighborhoods are doing battle over a simple patch of grass. ABC 2 News' Brian Kubler has a story tonight about progress versus not in my backyard.
Tollgate Village in Bel Air, with its manicured lawns and new homes, sits just behind the more established Bel Air Acres, a neighborhood that's been quietly tucked away off Route 1 for years. The two are now separated by this 3-foot piece of land, but these neighborhoods may just as well be worlds apart.
Why do borders matter so much to you?
Good fences make good neighbors.
Kathy Mateer lives in the older Bel Air Acres and is leading the charge to keep her newer neighbors to this fence. The feud is over whether or not to pave this last patch of land to complete a gated and locked emergency road between the two neighborhoods. The newer Tollgate Village has only one way in and one way out. The county wants the access, the fire department, the added fire hydrants and protection if needed, but Mateer fears it may become much more. And armed with the original deed, says it simply can't and she won't let it happen.
We can put a boundary fence and nothing else. As far as I'm concerned, an emergency ingress and egress is a public or private highway. It's either private for the use of the Tollgate Village or it's public for Harford County. Either way, I have a deed restriction saying we can't put it there.
This is what the fuss is?
Judith White, who quite literally lives on the other side of this argument, doesn't quite understand. The emergency road is paved all the way up to the fence, and for she and her neighbors, it makes plenty of common sense to complete it.
These people over here think it's going to be a runway through. That is only going to be used in case of emergency. There is going to be a locked gate. So it's not going to be a pass-through at all.
And so the lines are drawn, a section of 3 feet of overgrown grass shielding one neighborhood from the next, pitting neighbor against neighbor. In Bel Air, Brian Kubler, ABC 2 News.
And Brian tells us that both sides will be heard tonight at a public meeting on the topic, and that'll start at 7 o'clock, 55 minutes away from right now. Well,